How to maintain discipline with kids in 2025? What a great question from a guy called Matty Reed, who messaged me a week ago on Facebook asking this question. We got into a conversation, but I thought to myself, and I spoke to Tom, and I thought, what a brilliant question to bring to Happy Man, Happy Home. And that is who we are. My name's Craig Madden. Over there's Tom Cockrell. We're two life coaches doing core renewal therapy, and we're doing counselling for men and dads, husbands out there to make them live in that happy man, happy home. And we're answering your questions. So you can also leave it down below in the comments if you so wish to answer, get us to answer, should I say, the question itself.
Yeah, 100%. You can also check out our Facebook links if you want to get to know us more better, or if you want to DM us those questions, but you want to keep it a little bit more private from your personal life. That is always an option as well. And if at any point you do enjoy what me and Craig stand for, then make sure you like it, sub it, love it. Whoa! And,
Whoa.
ladies and gentlemen, Craig, how do you discipline your kids in 2025? Take it away.
That is a great question. I love this question because I've been doing a lot of research on it recently, and you'll be surprised to know that 80% of behaviors kids get when they're older, when they start to become pre-adolescents and start in early adulthood, is coming from the home, is coming from the parents, the father and the mother. And a lot of that, at least a majority of that, is coming from their father. They're looking at the father, looking at them as a role model. This is still persistent in today. So even though it is very important, you know, the old school, the traditional values that we hold as fathers and mothers and how we want to bring a family up, shouting and being cold towards kids is not as effective as it used to be because they don't hold us in the same light. They respect you, but the fear is diminishing because of TV and because of social media. So one of the things you can do is try and remain calm and controlled. And I say this, and the reason for this is because kids now more than ever, because they listen to social media, they listen to a lot of videos on YouTube, their brain has changed in a way where they're trying to listen and intake information. So as a father, the best thing for you to do is take a moment before you react to the angry situation you're in. Now, I am never going to turn away and say that you shouldn't shout at your kids, because you should. If they've been disrespecting your wife, for instance, and you want to step up and stand up for it, because that is very, very important. But what I will say is, if you can come in, and even if you raise your voice, but you know exactly what you're going to say, and with it becomes an educational piece or some sort of information for them, then it's a massive difference. So an example of this is, for instance, you may shout, you may raise your voice, but if you take a 90-second reset, you walk away and you think about what you're going to say to them. If they've disrespected your wife, for instance, they've said something, they've not done what they've asked, you know, whatever it may be, instead of you going in there and shouting straight away, where you may say things that you don't mean, you may say things that actually ain't true, you may say things that are not actually going to give them any information, you can then take away 90 seconds, take a breather, think about what you're going to say, then go back in fully charged and say go fully in and say, like, right, this is what's happened, I am not happy with this, give them the reason why, and give them an ultimatum as well. This is what you should do in the future. And also ask them a question. Why do you think what you've done is wrong? Then they have to think for themselves. This is something very different from a traditional dad, but still bringing the traditional values of standing up for your wife, making sure the family respect you, and have that sort of father fear, but with love on top of it.
Yeah, absolutely beautifully well said there, Craig. I do agree with pretty much everything you said there. For me, the lessons about why what they're doing is wrong has a negative impact on their life is such an important thing to sort of take away from them. And that leads on to like a big part of respect as well. Like, I have a lot of respect for my children. I know they're going to make the right decisions. Well, I know they're going to have the right intentions behind their decisions. It might not be the best one. And do you know what? I love for them to make their own mistakes, guide them. I sort of use my coaching sort of training when I sort of engage with my children about that. Because it's about, oh, why did it go wrong? What could you have done better? How are you going to try it next time? Sort of, you know, that sort of attitude, so they can really think about it themselves, learn and develop themselves within it. But with respect as well, if they were going to do something that I know I'd be highly against, I know they have the same amount of respect for me, where they go, I don't want to do that because that's going to hurt my dad's feelings. He's going to be like pissed off by it. I'm going to get in trouble. They respect me enough to know that they won't do that, and they shouldn't do that. But you know, kids will be kids as well. Kids aren't all thing. They have that peer pressure. They get influenced. They do have those sort of, they can develop those bad sort of habits from elsewhere. But as long as you be present, you witness it, you identify it, you correct it, you teach it, and you develop them in that process, then you're gonna be absolutely straight sailing. It's a beautiful thing when you get it wrong, because trust me, I've not always had it right. It has been a hell of a journey. I mean, I've got 3 children myself, same with Craig. 16, 12, and 10. So I'm sort of I've hit all the younger years. I've made my mistakes along the way. The first one, second one, third one's gleaming. Like, so, do not expect yourself to get it right first time. If you are doing it right first time, that's how we do. We're people as well, eh? We've got to learn, we've got to develop ourselves. So don't worry yourself too damn much, eh? Because you're doing a fantastic job. Just by clicking on this video, you are doing a fantastic job to try and better yourself. And remember that you are only human. You can better yourself, and you should better yourself because we always can do better. Is that right, Craig?
Exactly. And in some way, I completely agree with Tom bringing an example there with how our kids react to us now. They don't want to let us down. They don't want us to the fear comes from disappointing their dads. They don't want us to feel sad or feel like they've let us down. And that is where you want to be. When the dad walks in the house and you know that the wife's been angry at them and they look at you like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to let you down. And that's exactly where you want to get to, where the discipline still maintained in with them. We're mixing the old with the new, keeping the manners, keeping the respect, keeping that tidiness of their life. And then when they grow up, they'll be the next you, the version that can bring up their kids perfectly. So it's very important. It's a great question by Mike Reether. Thank you very much for asking the question. Of course, if you have a question for yourself, anything that you can think of in the Happy Man, Happy Home remit, a thing to do with family men and families, of course, feel free to leave that in the comments. We'll answer back to you as soon as we can.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this video, then please feel free to leave the thumbs up button, hit the subscription, and ring that notification bell as well for Happy Man, Happy Home. And thank you as well for clicking on the channel, bettering yourself, and making some improvements in your life. It's certainly appreciated.
It really is. Thanks.